Hey everyone, Mr. Kaczynski here, working through the last skill now in section Q of IXL's 8th grade math, and that is find missing side lengths in proportional triangles. Been doing a lot with similar triangles, proportional triangles. Those words really kind of mean the same thing, and here's some interesting setups. So the first thing we're told is that segment IJ is parallel to HK. So IJ is this one, it's parallel to HK, this one. And that's important because that lets us know that this angle here is the same as this angle here. They're congruent. And that this angle here is also congruent to this. Obviously, the two triangles share angle G, so those are congruent. So we know that these triangles have three pairs of congruent corresponding angles, which means that they're similar. And that's great because then we can use similar triangles to find this missing side. And we're trying to find GH, so this side right here. All right, so let's just call that X, okay? All right, so let's look at it like this. X is corresponding to GI, but I don't know GI, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use just the 33 here. So I'm going to say it's corresponds to that 33, even though it really corresponds to X plus 33, but this will work the same. All right, and then my other lengths that I'm going to use 10 here, and then 15 here. All right, so there's different ways you can look at this. How about, I guess, we'll do cross products, where we'll do X times 15 equals 33 times 10. Those are cross products. That's probably going to be the easiest way to look at this. Well, there's some mental math you could do, but so 15 times x is 15x, 33 times 10 is 330, and then if we just divide both sides by 15, we'll get 22. So GH is 22. All right. Let's move on and see this done again. All right, so again, we know that these are similar triangles. That's pretty much a given throughout this entire skill in IXL. Now we're trying to find GK, which is this length here. All right, so again, we'll call it X. And what we'll do is we'll say X is to 39 as 16 is to 26. Move this up here so I get some more room. And again, we'll do cross products. So we'll say X times 26 is equal to 39 times 16. All right, so 26, or x times 26 is 26x. 39 times 16 is 624. And when you divide both sides by 26, we'll get the length of GK, which is 24. All right, so now we've got something just slightly different because we're trying to find PR. So we're trying to find this entire length right here. So I think I'm going to treat this the same way, and I'm going to look for just this length, QP or PQ, and then I'll add that to 12, and that'll give me PR. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to say X over 12 is equal to 50 over 25. And actually, hopefully you can see this without doing cross products. Like, I'm looking at this as 25 times 2 is 50. So 12 times 2 will give me that missing value. So we can see pretty simply that x is 24, but we don't want to know what QP is, we want to know what PR is. So PR is going to be 24 plus 12, which is 36. So be careful there that you're not just finding that missing length, you're finding this entire missing length. Let's do this again, something like that. All right, so this time we're trying to find UW. Again, UW is this entire length. So let's just focus first of all on UV. So we'll set it up as UV over, 48 is equal to 15 over 30. And again, I can see this similar idea here. This time it's backwards from what it was before. This time 15 is half of 30, so kind of divided by 2. And that's going to work here, where we can divide by 2 on this one and figure out that x is 24. But again, we don't want to know what x is. We want to know what UW is. UW is going to be equal to UV, which we just found to be 24, plus VW, which is 48. So those together make the entire length, which is 72. One more. All right, so this time we're given an entire length of WT. We're trying to find VW. We're trying to find this right here. All right, well, how about we look at it as, well, first of all, let's figure out, we can very quickly figure out what XT is. It's 80 minus the 48. 80 is the whole way across, so 80 minus the 48 would just be this portion, kind of opposite of what we were doing before. So this is 32. 48 plus the 32 gives us 80. And now we can set up a proportion, because we can say that 32 is to 48 as 28 is to this missing value that we're trying to figure out, and we'll call that x. All right, so we'll do cross products on this one. Let's do 32 times x equals 48 times 28. Those are cross products. Cross product property states that the cross products in any proportion are congruent to each other. So 48 times 28 is 1,344. And then we'll just divide both sides of this equation by 32, and we'll get our missing value, which is 42. So when you're doing these problems, make sure that you're looking at which length you're actually finding and what you're actually being asked for, okay? So don't just stop short. Sometimes you have to add, sometimes you have to subtract first, things like that. All right, so that is skill P5W in section Q of IXL's 8th grade math. Good luck on that, and let me know how it goes in the comments.